Alda, welcome to 7:30. What do you think explains the passionate loyalty to MASH?
I don't know. I guess it was a good show. you know, I mean, we didn't know how successful it was going to be. We didn't know how successful it was at the time, and we certainly didn't know it would still be showing around the world 30, 40 years later.
We have liver or fish?
It's inhuman to serve the same food day after day. The Geneva Convention prohibits the killing of our taste buds.
Easy.
I simply cannot eat the same food every day. Fish, liver, day after day. I've eaten a river of liver and an ocean of fish.
You're coming to Australia to help scientists better communicate. What's the payoff for society in making that happen?
You know, there's a tremendous payoff for society and for science itself. First of all, science is a beautiful, fascinating detective story, and we shouldn't be denied that story simply because it's done in a language we don't understand. And it's good for the people in the sense, for all of us, in the sense that science is always the basis of a strong economy.
I was watching a speech you made at MIT where you were talking about all those years of hosting the Scientific American Frontiers show. And I was really interested in how you thought that personality needed to come out for scientists to be better communicators. So how important is personality to science?
I think it's very important for us. It's not something that you do science with. You don't put your personality ahead of your work in science. But when you're talking to us, to the public, we want to hear stories. We want to see the real you.
I was desperate to try to find some way I could be helpful in getting scientists to communicate their science with more vividness and more clarity, most of all clarity, not to dumb down the science, but to be clear about it so that the rest of us feel that they're talking our language.
I noticed that in New York that you're taking scientists through improv classes. I know that's going to scare the pants off a lot of Australian scientists.
Sometimes it does, but sometimes, most of the time, they're willing to take a chance. Scientists are brave people, you know. They get an idea and then they test it out, and they're liable to be wrong. In fact, most of the time they're wrong, and they have to get used to uncertainty. And the improvising games gets them used to the uncertainty of facing an audience. And that's something that we all have to get accustomed to if we're going to communicate about science.
You've written a play based on Albert Einstein's life and his relationship with his wives. It'll be performed at the World Science Festival in Brisbane. Can you tell us what it's about?
What you see is Einstein's obsession with understanding the universe in ways that it's never been understood before, at the same time that he's living through these romantic attachments to these two women. Actually, there were more than two women. Einstein was pretty frisky. And it's not, I certainly don't want to bring down Einstein in anyone's estimation. I'm just amazed at the brain and the person that Einstein was. But he was a human being with human flaws and human attributes, human facets to his personality and his character. And I think it helps to bring people a picture of a person and then let them think about the unbelievably intelligent work that they conducted throughout their lives. I think it, again, opens the door for us to the scientist as a human being.
You've had a wonderful career, and Australians, of course, know you not just from MASH, but from roles in The Aviator, The West Wing. You've played a lot of politicians, and apparently you were approached to run for office. So given your advocacy for science, why did you say no?
No, first of all, that's not my field. My field is writing and acting, and now helping with communication, which grew out of what I understood from presenting myself on the stage. But when people came to me once, and they actually came to the MASH set years ago, and said, "We want you to run for the Senate." I said, "I don't know anything about that. I'm not suited to that. It's not for me. I'm not for it." They said, "Yeah, but you could get elected." That's how they pick people, apparently.
So it's whether they can get elected first and suitability is second.
Yeah, I think that explains a lot.
What do you think of the campaigns of the two locals to you, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and their quest to become president?
Well, I try to stay out of politics now, so I don't make pronouncements. I don't make predictions. I have my own secret hope for the survival of the human race. Maybe that'll give you a clue.
One of the major stories in Australian science has been the decision by the CSIRO to switch its focus from studying the causes of climate change to focusing on developing profitable products to deal with it. A worldwide petition has been launched. It was in the New York Times. Do you know if it's causing concern there?
I think the scientists who are concerned about this, who devote themselves to studying climate change, are very concerned about this, that they're losing an important tool for understanding climate change, for having a baseline for the rest of the world. I would hope that the people making this decision and those watching over them will think about what scientists who spend all their time studying this have to say about this. It seems to be an important issue as far as they're concerned. I'm listening to them. I hope others listen to them too.
Alan Alda, thank you very much for being with 7:30.
Thank you. It's been fun talking with you.